I said, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday, a day that we used to loathe. We used to get Monday blues until the birth of this ritual. Now we look forward to the drive home. We look forward to the relaxed evenings for a dose of radio's finest ritual. A ritual that invokes passions, one that calls for love of nation and bring great minds together. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. You can only get this fine ritual right here on Joy 99.7 FM every Monday right at the same time. Mark it down, don't miss out. Tune in, call a friend to also tune in. Post it on all your WhatsApp platforms. These are good conversational topics. So folks, at this time I say let us all gather and make truth good. Our topic today: freedom and gullibility. Freedom and gullibility. Folks, let me confess something here. Now, I like a bargain. I like a bit of a discount. And oh yes, I would ask for a discount everywhere. Now, I remember when my wife and I started dating. Now, she used to get so embarrassed when we were going to the shop. Because, usually when people go into like supermarkets or big formal shops, it's assumed that, you have to pay for, the price tag on the item you're purchasing. Nope, not me. Call me the boss. Call me the manager. Because I want 5, 6, 7 or 10% off. And most of the time you get it. You have to ask politely, but firmly. And especially if the item is very competitive, like a very competitive product. And I don't mind, folks. It could be anything. It could be that I'm booking for a hotel room, car rental, buying TV, fridge, buying a car, anything. BBR, once you give me the price, mommy, what are you going to give me? Give me something off. Everybody has a little margin to play with. And so generally, most people will give, and I just love a haggle. Anything. So yes, I enjoy getting a good deal, and I just love the haggle. Just don't be rude. Have a fine way, friendly way of building a rapport and haggling for a deal. What's wrong with that? But let me leave that there and share a story with you, which will come back at the end, to all play it up. Now, once upon a time, I worked with Peugeot, Warwick, Wright, Chiswick, Robinson Day, big company. And a company came to Peugeot to sell a product, and the product was called Superglass. And, when it's laminated onto the glass of the car, it literally makes it bulletproof. You can break it. So my friend Victor Brown gets a customer. He sold the car, and usually when you sell the add-on products, you get bigger percentage, bigger commissions. So he's trying to sell the customer into buying this Superglass for this 307. And he says, look, once I laminate this car, even if you left your laptop in it, it's very difficult for somebody to break the windscreen to pick your laptop up and take it away. And so the customer is like, really? He says, oh yes. When they came and did the display here, we were surprised at how they would hammer and hammer and hammer the glass and it wouldn't break. And they showed a video of where they've literally shot into the glass and still it wouldn't break. So the customer is like, what if the thief has all day and stays there and like whacks the thing all day. What then happens? So Victor looks at the customer and says, surely, sir, if the thief has been there all day trying to break your glass and he manages to get in, whatever is in the car, he surely deserves it. He's worked for it. So I bet you know if you're not because you abbo glass, and eventually got into the class. I mean, give him credit for his hard work, and whatever it is in your car, let him have it. I mean, it's on a lighter note, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So if the thief has been there, whacking the super glass whole day, and eventually gets in there, then surely, whatever it's in your car, let him have it. Folks, we reaping where we have not sown has become a disease. I mean, literally. And in almost every sector, we are either inflating or under delivering on products and services. I mean, sometimes it's so sickening. For someone who build a very good business and kill it while demand is still high. They will kill the business while demand is still high just because of providing a little buying experience for clients. People want a buying experience. I want to feel good when I'm spending my money. Just a little smile, something, a little thank you. But they won't. Folks, I mean, look at these new international schools, right? They will charge you huge sums of dollars, hundreds, sometimes into thousands. Folks, wouldn't it be nice if the child turns up at school and the school just gives the child like some pencils and a starter pack? How much? 100, 200 CDs, small starter pack to say, you know, there you go, that's your pencil, eraser, writing pad and crayon or whatever it is. But nope, nothing. Yeah, just buy the socks, buy the tea, buy the dress, just say, buy even the air you breathe in the class. When you're careful, they will bill you. No buying experience. Folks, you move away. Look at road construction. Apart from major roads by big companies, most of all the side roads, like second roads or third roads, they don't last more than 3 years before it's washed away. The person awarding the contract wants his piece. The person delivering the road is cutting corners. Everybody is trying to earn a little bit of where they haven't sown, reaped, invested. But they have to get something from there. Folks, we as citizens, our love and pursuit for money we haven't earned is alarming. Our love and pursuit for money we have not earned is very alarming. Simply unbelievable. Folks, you hear people saying, look, I have a fish farm. If you invest in it, for every 1,000 CDs you put in there, the next 5 minutes I'll be giving you 1,005. And people won't bother to ask, hold on, how long does it take the fish to grow and how much is the fish sold anyway? Just the promise is good enough. When you can quadri, that's my money. That's my inheritance. Pause. How long does it take a fish to grow? How you buy fish every day? How much do you buy fish for? So when the guy is saying he'll give you all that money, you ask yourself, is he a diamond fish? What is he a platinum fish? What fish is it? Tilapia, you're saying, if I give you this money within a short period, you're going to give me all these returns. But no, the promise is good enough. Folks, quite a number of such schemes have been successful because there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop people from joining. Folks, there are cases where government has actually come in to warn people. Government has come in to warn people, don't go there, this is a scam. And then the response is, oh, you are jealous. Government is jealous. You can't provide jobs. Somebody is giving us an opportunity. Why do you want to have to leave us alone? Some even threaten demonstration. One fear and we will demonstrate. Oh yes, And you keep telling them it's unrealistic. I mean, you look at the markets. These are the market. These are the examples. Where what can this company be doing that earns so much interest? Oh, Debbie. Yeah, can you enjoy it? But folks, the issue is different when it's faith-based. Oh, that's complicated. As for that, folks, it borders on madness. You won't believe how sometimes your own bosses, sometimes even your lecturers, whom you respect so well, will be going to certain churches whose teachings have nothing to do with Christ or the Bible. With a little common sense, it's clear. Just a little common sense is clear. It is not biblical. From some are just a concert party, concert display, pure unadulterated nonsense. But still, they command an enviable congregation. And you flip. I don't know if you have these, the digi boxes. I mean, you will flip from chapter to chapter to channel to channel to channel, and everyone has got somebody there who God spoke to and said something different. And the congregation, as I say, is very, very envious. Sometimes, even when these pastors, folks, get exposed for very wrongdoings, they are arrested. The congregation will follow up to the police station, demand their release. And truly, folks, if the release is done, at the next opportunity, they will turn up at church in full force. Full force. They just look crashing before. And you wonder, where do you go? Folks, we have seen some people in churches made to be carrying cement as a form of punishment. Some pastors threatening and attempting to fly to heaven if the congregation don't hold them, or to heaven any. Issuing passports from their shoes with visas already in it. And they still get full house. Take a passport out and it's your passport. Hey, my passport. Be page 5. Hey, visa one. Can you imagine? Still, full house. Flogging. Even abuse of children. Declaring them witches live on TV. And still, we are not faced. Folks, we have reached a very low point in our evolution as human beings. At the mention of money, people are ready to kill their daughters, their sons. They are ready to sell their own soul, betray their country. Governments, even governments has now joined at the mention of money, governments will sit and watch while our waters are being polluted. DCs, MPs are all in there because of money. They will leave a whole river. I mean, talking big whole river to be polluted. Money. There is no limit to what we will do. Now, some scrupulous people have also made it their business. That if this is what the people want, let's just promise them money. Folks, they have noticed that as the mention of money, we just go crazy and we stop thinking. And so they've also made it their business. Let's just promise to make the money and con them. Folks, even the people calling today that they are from MTN and MCKB, I mean, it's such a basic, low level, low IQ. I don't even know whether it's crime or whatever it is. And they still get people. So you see how the besting industry is suddenly booming in the country? Because just the promise of reaping where you have not sown, and that's all. We have all gone haywire. Let me put 5 cities in there, I'll get 2,000 cities. So that's it. Everybody's whacking 5 cities in there, hoping that they will get 2,000 cities. So yes, there's nothing wrong in wanting a deal or a discount. But the level of lameness in the system, folks, is almost like a curse. And so, you see, when they turn around and they are calling for state intervention and police intervention, I'm saying, leave them alone. Leave the state alone. And sometimes we in the media in a quickly give our microphone. What happened? Oh yes, and they promised me to give me this, and my husband died, and I have 6 children, and now I want the government to come in and get my money for them. The same person 6 months ago was saying that, oh no, if you try and intervene with this money, I would demonstrate, make this. And you know the funny thing is, anytime you try to stop somebody from doing illegal or something wrong, if they're a woman, then if they're a man, armed robber. It's as though those are the only other options left in the world. So somebody is polluting water. He's got land or seno. Planting of cassava for cassava starch and all that doesn't come into mind. If I don't do galamsey, then please, I'm going to do armed robbery. Because that's the only option left. And that's what we do. As soon as you step in to say, stop this is dangerous, and sometimes the state too, because they want their vote, they will back out peacefully until such time that it breaks. So here we are, you have a fetish or traditional priestess or fetish priestess, I don't even know where to classify her. She rips people off money, sika gari. So if you put water on it, obviously gari is going to multiply. Overnight, she becomes a doctor, a reverend, a evangelist, whatever it is, sets up a church, and the church is full. Folks, the church is full. And you sit there, and sometimes you get these little clips and you hear what the things are. But the church is full. Again, she swindles them money, and then they come back. Oh, I buy him remo, nisika. And you know, I think when we should get to the point where they say that Mekana went here, forget it. Maybe at that point, when people are going to make investment, knowing that there's no backing from everywhere, we may be forced to think. Because one of the difficult things that it is for any human being is thinking. We don't like to think. And not just black, anybody. I mean, I'm telling you, you'll be surprised if you analyze your morning till now, you realize you haven't thought about anything. Everything you have done is just routine. You woke up at a certain time, you took your bath, you bathed the kids, you hopped in the car, you dropped them in school, you went to work, you did whatever it is you want to do, you came back. You haven't actually thought of anything. And it's nipa bebre. To actually stop and think outside of what your routine is, maybe if the state issues a declaration to say, listen, if you're going into these things and the state has warned you not to, you're on your own. So maybe just like Victor Brown said to his customer, that if you've whacked the glass all this time and you've entered the car, whatever it is yours, then maybe that's what we have to say to these people. That if you whatever you get, you deserve it. Everybody is free to join whatever it is they have to join. But I think we got to go to a stage where you are also free to bear the consequences. There's at a certain level that beside level we have to draw the line and say no. You must have some idea, gumption, thought about it. We must draw a line. Because it's as though the state also assumes that Yen Suche say, tebea to the point say, and yes, we be able to do no, there should be a certain line. Say, Joe, hey, have you watched the Pelican Brief? Some guy walks there's in Washington's office. He's a lawyer, right? The guy has bandages from head to toe. He says, what happened? And he says, I fell in the pit in the high street. So as a young lawyer, he knows that, bam, there's money here. He says, really? There was no warning sign? He says, there was. Oh, just one. He says, no, there was a second one. Okay, so there was just two. And then he says, no, there's three. So he looks at the guy and says, okay. So you walk past the first, the second, and the third. He says yes. And then he fell in the pit. He says, take my card. You have a case. You just come and see me another time. A polite way to say Krachi, Fiakwe. If you've walked past 1, 2, 3, no to Mudia Fiako. Folks, it's 0302-216-541. Hear you, my brother.
Yeah, I called last week to alert you about some development at the traffic light. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I'm still seeing that thing. I don't know what is trending. Those two young gentlemen dressed up in a nice uniform, carrying somebody's baby.
Hello? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I think you spoke about that. The news team is working on it, okay? The news team is definitely working on it. Hello, who's talking to me?
This is Kwame.
Kwame, let me hear you.
Nana,
yes.
It's all about greed. The Ghanaian is so greedy to the extent that we had Biram Namwan. Nana Agradaa has been in this business. She has left one phase, being a spiritualist. Now she says yesterday that she's an evangelist. All of a sudden, unless she went to court and she's saying that she's Reverend Doctor. Nana, what is wrong with the Ghanaian? As a matter of fact, the government even promised us that they will not go in for the IMF program. They are there. What do we do to them? That's it. We are where we are, and we will face it as it is. That's it.
Nearer to elections, they'll come in and say, "Oh, hello, who's talking to me?"
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Nana, please, this is Fred from Kanishi. You've cracked me a lot. I've been laughing, and it's very, very pathetic. And we know the right thing, but we don't want to do it because we are going through difficulties. One thing is the Christian life that we were told or were fixated with from some time past that made us Ghana is diminishing out of us. And we should be very, very careful because the Bible has already said it that there's a narrow way and there's a small way. But, people are rather focusing right now on the narrow ways, even from within the church, which is very bad. We are trying to take a certain precedence that is telling the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. There were so many countries, but that particular country, because of their demeanor of livelihood and how they were doing their things, everything they had couldn't satisfy them, and they have to do anything with money to not to work with it, not to make sure that there is work within somewhere that they will do it properly, but rather to put money somewhere and then relax and then want the money to grow. Grow by who? Nana, we are taking a certain precedence as a country, and we should be very, very careful. Even the young ones that are coming, then they're bobo. Nana, may God help Ghana. God bless you.
God bless you too, my brother. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yes, Nana, this is Stephen from Mankasim.
Steve, let me hear you, my brother.
I think that, when it comes to issues of religion, it's very tricky here. And sometimes when you monitor the commentary on social media, it seems like Agradaa didn't package her things well. And that's why she's in, that situation. Because one will say that come to church and give a seed, and that's it. You cannot complain after that, after giving your seed in church.
Yeah.
And for some of us, it's about branding. And if she can change the tree and make it English, I think that people will believe her more. We have a country where people think that when you speak English, it means what you are saying is true or what you are preaching is true. And people believe in those things than those who speak the local language. But I can tell you there are a lot of people who are preaching and using the same method to get money from people, but they cannot be taken to court or anywhere to be charged for anything. And so when it comes to religion, it's a matter of faith and belief. And so it becomes very tricky here. And when it comes to some of these schemes of, say, men's good and their friends and all those things, that one is issue of pure greed. But religion, too, of course, people will take advantage of you. But how do we get away from here? Nana, it's clear. If you have a country full of poor people, these religious charlatans will take advantage of. The things that the government ought to do that's not doing, they will step in. And when people are desperate, of course, they will go to such people. And so these are symptoms of what government ought to do. They are symptoms, they are not the problem. The government is the problem. The problem it ought to solve, they are not solving it. And so people will take advantage of it. And that's the problem that we have in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Stephen. Thank you very much. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. My name is Kwamina.
Kwamina, let me hear you.
Okay. I would like us to take it from another angle.
Mm-hmm.
What is the NCA doing? Now, everybody is blaming the people for being gullible to Agradaa. But what is the NCA doing? Because people show all sort of things on TV. I wouldn't even want us to go far. Some few months ago, some kids from Kasua went and beheaded somebody simply because they watched somebody promising to give them wealth on TV. And nothing has been done about it. We shouldn't forget that our mental capacity isn't the same. People see things on TV and they believe in them. So first of all, if we want to do something about it, let's try to regulate what we show on TV rather than leaving the thing open for people to become gullible, and then later we blame them for it.
You see, that's where I think, let me engage a little bit. You see, where we think that because somebody has started a lecture or a preaching with the name of God, then that's it. That person is not entitled to be questioned or anything. I think we built that culture. That because,
that is it.
Yeah, we built a culture that so don't question him.
Don't question. We are not supposed to question our spiritual leaders. They will tell you Jesus Christ sent 5 loaves of bread, use it to feed 5,000 people. They will have a quotation for you. At the end of the day, something needs to be done about this whole thing. They've done it in Rwanda, Uganda, and other places. We can also do it here. We shouldn't leave the thing open. Trust me, this thing will continue over and over again. Agradaa was arrested when she defrauded people. What happened to that case? The case just went cold. And this thing, it's not only happening in the one-man churches, even in our big churches, it is happening. People are made to sow seed in thousands of dollars, and nothing happens. So because they are big fishes, nobody goes after them. So let's have a general discussion about this whole issue and see how best to solve them. That's my opinion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Nana?
Yes.
You've raised a very big topic, an interesting topic.
Who am I talking to anyway?
Let's start from this point. Are the laws of this country working? Hello?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Are they working? Are people we've put people in positions to see that certain laws work in this country. Am I not right?
Yes.
We pay them well. We give them all sorts of allowances. Hello?
I'm here. I'm listening.
And they are there. And they see these people operating.
Thank you very much. I think Reverend Opini Frimpong once said that, listen, faith does not mean madness. There should be even if it's a matter of faith, there should be some level of common sense. So it gets to a stage where you think, I mean, if somebody is made to carry cement as a form of punishment, faith in what faith will be passport shema yamana visa. Which is what sort of faith? I mean, so I mean, we should find a way in which there's a line when we have to find it and draw it. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana.
Hi, who's talking to me?
No, my name is Pakujo.
Pakujo, let me hear you.
Good evening, Nana. Nana, let me start my submission by making a very important statement. And this is with regard to an example you gave, which I personally didn't feel comfortable. I know it's an example, but we live in a country where people form opinions based on what people say. And knowing that you're a very influential person, you gave an example of international schools, and I teach in an international school. And I think that it is grossly unfair to use that as an example.
Because it's not. I think what I'm saying is factual.
No, Nana, you made a factual point.
Yes.
And you gave an example. I'm sure your example is of one or two international schools. But it may be sound as if every international school, I know international schools which give these things as freebies because you are enrolled as a student. So that's just to underscore the point. That it is not every international school.
No, that I can agree. But I think my statement was quite general.
No, the point was well taken. Now let me go on to my issue, Nana. You see, we live in a country where we've actually categorized faith as the savior of humankind. And I think that, Nana, the best thing to do is for you to play Kofi Kenyatta's song. You know the song I'm talking about, Nana? Just play it, and it summarizes everything. When they misbehave and we are talking about it, we are labeled as witches and wizards. And they claim that the Bible says we should not touch the anointed. I think that we should go back to civics, Nana. I've said it over and over again. We should bring back civics into our curriculum. And everything will be fine. Good evening, Nana.
Good evening, and thanks for tuning and thanks for even calling. 0302216541. Hello, who am I talking to?
Nana, good evening. This is Lawrence from Osu.
Lawrence, let me hear you.
This is very pathetic. I've been listening to you, but this is my first time calling.
Okay.
Nana, I do say if NAM1 is to come again with another financial institution, people go buying into his product. I'm very surprised this same lady came as Okonfo and defrauded people. And we've not learned from that. The person went and is now saying she's a changed person overnight and taking money from people, and people are trooping in to voluntarily send their money to this very same person. And when they are defrauded, they turn back calling on authorities that they should come and help them out. I'm so surprised. Nana, I wouldn't talk much. Good evening.
Good evening. I can understand because some of the things, folks, some of the things are, blatant comedy or software. Into to heaven, and then the people catch him. So, folks. I mean, can you imagine? But the following day, people will still turn up at church. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Who's talking to me?
Yeah, my name is Stephen.
William. Stephen, let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana, I just one little statement to make. The Bible tells us so that as a man thinketh, so is he. You hit the nail on the head rightly by saying that it is the way we think, and we have been refusing to think. Everybody is thinking that somebody must open a door, somebody must do something for them to be able to do anything. People expect authority to facilitate or open up jobs in order for them to do anything. But they're not thinking. Nobody is thinking. And it's this thoughtlessness that makes us think that if I don't get one thing, then I must do some vice in order to get what I want. If our school, our education should focus on how we think. Think to solve problems, not to get money. Once you solve problems, the money would come by itself. Think. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Word to the wise. Think. Okay, let's go to the phones. Hello, who's talking to me?
This is Isaac talking.
Let me hear you.
Okay. And I think that this country, the leaders and we, those who are led, we are all thinking in a certain way. Let's just sell this country to America, right? So that we can start to think like Americans. Because if you look at our attitude, the things we do, you wonder, seriously. But if we travel outside this country, we behave normal. So I think let's do something about this country. Either we sell the country or we do something.
I'll give you your part. Near the Odia Bros. In 1,000, you 100 now will be unfun. Sometimes that's how you feel, but there must be a turning point somewhere. And sometimes we are looking that, the youth would do that change, but sometimes again, the youth, Jesus, what's happening? 0302216541. Freedom and gullibility is just becoming the order of the day. Everybody is free to do whatever it is they want. Opia is free, but my the opeso and the people too have refused. And I'm game. Just come and rip me off and go. At the end of the day, I'll team up and threaten the whichever party is instead that if you don't go and get our money for us, we're not going to vote for you. I mean. Yes, anybody can be corned. I mean, they are really sophisticated kind of corning, which, I mean, you'll be corned and say, wait, dear Charlie, I couldn't have gotten it. But some of them are just in your face. Hello, let me talk to you. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Who am I talking to?
My name is Evan.
Let me hear you.
Yeah. The problem of this country is lack of servant leadership. Selfless leadership, the love for nation, working for the general good. That's what we lack in this nation. Over the years, probably after Kwame Nkrumah, we all went on this journey of just being self-centered people, thinking about ourselves, what we can get for ourselves. It doesn't care. We don't really care who suffers, as long as me and my family, we are fine. That's what we call prosperity. And we see it in our politics. We see it in our leadership everywhere. People go into politics within a short time. They amass a lot of wealth, buildings, houses, all those kind of stuff. So you see, nobody's committed to this nation we call Ghana any longer, unfortunately. So we are ready to destroy our forests, our river bodies, as long as I can get gold and have me and my family secured economically. We think we are fine. If our hospitals are not doing well, I have money. I can travel outside the country and take off my children. If the schools are not good, I can get my children to the best of schools in Ghana or outside the country. That kind of mindset is what is killing this nation. May God help us. But we can't give up on this nation. This is where God chose to place us. We must all work in our own small ways to make a change. Good evening.
Good evening. And in spite of all our complaints and everything, I'm telling you, this is the best place to live in the whole world. In spite of our polluted water and sometimes, unbelievable leadership, this is the best place to live in the world. Hello, who am I talking to?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Nana, my name is Kofi.
Kofi, let me hear you.
Nana, we live in a state, and every state has a responsibility. Just as we are working with an institution, they have their rules and regulations. You don't go working in that institution with your own plans because you think you know what to do. We must live in this country abiding by the rules and regulations of this nation with the state anticipating that it isn't everybody that will know what to do. So the state must be proactive and responsible. That is why we have a state. And the state is managed by state actors. Our state actors are not working. That is all I can say. Because at multimedia, the actors are working. So you couldn't just get into multimedia and do whatever you want. So the state must sit up. Thank you.
Thank you so much.